Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually live. This is my first time doing this. This is Nikki with Nikki Savory Vegan Eats. I'm still trying to figure this out, you guys. It took me 2.5 years to go live. I'm trying to see if I can actually have it set up where you guys can actually leave comments. So I'm gonna wait and see if anybody comes into the room, but I'm just trying to see if I can actually. I know that there's a way that you can actually enable comments. Okay, let me see. I think I found it. Let me see. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. You probably have to leave a comment afterwards. It looks like somebody joined. So welcome to Nikki Savory Vegan Eats. I am so new to this live thing, so y'all got to bear with me, okay? But nonetheless, let me go ahead and stop rambling. The person that is actually following, if you feel comfortable, well, somebody was on here. I guess they just left. But if anybody happens to jump on, I wanted to see if you can let me know that you can actually see me live on YouTube. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can actually enable my comments. So give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute, okay? Happy Saturday, by the way. I just rushed back into the house and everything. All right, settings, community, defaults tab. Let me see. All right. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this right now. Can I do this? I don't think I can do it. But anyways, let me just go ahead and just get this video out the way. All right, lovelies. Welcome to Nikki Savory Vegan Eats. I wanted to go live for the first time, and I have several announcements that I want to go ahead and make with you all. So first and foremost, I want to be able to thank everyone who has been supporting my channel, Nikki Savory Vegan Eats. I want to say how much it actually means to me by the mere fact that you're supporting my channel, because without you all, I would not be here. Somebody gave a like. I appreciate that. If you can let me know if you are able to leave a comment, let me know, because I'm going to have to just try to do it another time. But nonetheless, I wanted to say thank you so much, you guys. Okay, I got my other camera going on here. Nonetheless, I want to say thank you so much for just supporting me as far as with my channel and everything. My camera looks like all, it looks a little foggy. Anywho, okay. So nonetheless, I just actually made the YouTube partnership, okay? This week, you guys, I was still in Hawaii with the hubby, and I got a notification that I actually made the YouTube partnership. And so I was really, really excited. It only took 2.7 years to do, but I could not have done this without you guys. So I cannot thank you enough. And believe it or not, I am actually monetizing right now. I got a little bit of change, a little something, building up in my revenue. So I'm happy about that, y'all. All right, next, I wanted to say that I am actually literally going live next Saturday, April the 29th in the evening around 6 p.m.-ish Pacific time with my girl. I'm actually going to be cooking for you all in her kitchen. Okay, she's going to help me cook, and it's going to be so much fun, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, because I'm going live. I'm making a delicious, tasty snack, and she's going to help me with a little sad appetizer. And you guys are going to get 2 for the price of 1, because you're going to actually receive some other information that's going to be helpful aside from health and wellness. So it's going to be another form of health and wellness. So stay tuned for that. All right. I wanted to also make mention that next Saturday as well, there's a lot going on next Saturday. I will actually be on the radio in Las Vegas, KUNV 91.5 FM. I'm going to be on the radio, and I'm actually going to be talking about veganism. So my time slot is from 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to be with the on-air personality, Carlela. So if you want to be able to follow, you can go to www.kunv.org to be able to follow. So I appreciate that. Okay. I'm just so overwhelmed, with so many emotions right now, just because I started this brand literally 2.5 years ago. And I started it for personal reasons. For those of you that don't know my story, I'm going to go ahead and just give you the brief version of my story. My story, my full story, or I would say about three-fourths of my story, is actually in the first or the second season of Nikki Savory Vegan Eats. But I want to just explain to you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the reason I went vegan. I have basically been overweight all of my life, majority of all my life, for as long as I can remember, since I was 9 years old. Okay. I was just a chubby girl. I was actually just, I loved to eat. I didn't exercise. You know, my mom felt, fed me healthy, but I just wasn't really active and I was overweight. As time progressed, you get older, you get all this weight, and you also go through what's called life. So I went through life, okay? Went through depression, self-esteem issues, lack of self-confidence, you all, and just with work stressing me out, weight gain just came, okay? So on top of that, I used to ski, believe it or not. So I skied for 5 years, and I'm born and raised from Chicago, Illinois, but I'm based in Las Vegas now. And I used to ski. And so the 5th year that I actually went skiing, I got a little cocky because I went to this ski resort with a friend, and I didn't study the mountain range like I normally would because I felt like I was like an intermediate skier at that time. And so I panicked when I went down the hill because they didn't have like a barricade on the side of the mountain, and I was going like full speed. So I actually wound up trying to stall. And when I tried to stop, there was all this turbulence me going down the hill. And literally, I panicked. I somehow flipped over and I went down the ski range. Okay. And I heard something pop, but I didn't think anything of it. So when I got back to Chicago, because I was in Wisconsin when I went skiing, found out basically that I had 2 torn meniscus and I have extended knee. So I had to have a knee scope. And by this time, I was a size 22. I had a lot of weight on me. It was really heavy, and I really didn't even see that I was that heavy. That's the thing, and being married, I've been married, with my husband. I've been married to him for 16 years, known him for 30 years. He's seen me when I was a size 8, and he's seen me when I was a size 22. Okay. So even just living with somebody, sometimes you don't really, pay attention to see like some of the changes that the person may be going through because you're like they're in your face like all the time. And so when I got that heavy and then I started losing the weight, I was like, why didn't you tell me that I had got that big? And he said, babe, to me, you were never that big. He didn't see that. And so basically just living in Chicago with the harsh winters and the cold on my knees, and I was eating so unhealthy. I felt like for me, and I'm only speaking for me, not speaking about anybody else. I'm not judging nobody. I felt like I had inflammation in my body, and the meat that I was eating was contributing to that. Okay. I had swollen ankles. I had swollen fingers, swollen knees. The doctors, even the surgeons told me, you got to lose the weight. That's how you're going to get better. When they were referring me to like physical therapy, they said, you got to lose the weight. And I was being so hard-headed, like, it's not even about the weight. But it was. I just didn't realize that until several years later when I was here in Vegas. And so I was just thinking to myself, it's whatever. Chicago has so much good food, it's not even funny. When hubby and I moved to Las Vegas, I was depressed like in Chicago for a lot of different reasons, and literally just did not have the self-confidence. I lacked a lot of just self-esteem. I had self-esteem issues. Didn't know what my work was, didn't know where I was going in life. And this was in my my 30s, early 30s. And so when we moved to Vegas, for personal reasons, 6 years ago, actually, I don't know. There was something in me that just needed a change to say, you need to change. It's a new environment. You need to do some things to change about yourself. But I was still eating unhealthy for the most part. When COVID came and hit in 2020, and I remember on the news that they were talking about people were passing away from pre-existing health conditions. I don't know about you all, but that scared the hell out of me. Okay. It scared the hell out of me. Seriously, because I had pre-existing conditions, and I'll tell you exactly what I had. I had pleurisy. For those of you who don't know what pleurisy is when you actually build fluid. You have fluid that's built up on the lining of your lungs. So it's like pneumonia. I ended up in the emergency room several times in Chicago. It felt like someone took a knife and was jabbing me in my chest. Couldn't breathe. And that started the conversation about us moving to Las Vegas. My husband was taking me to the ER, literally driving me to the ER, picked me up from work downtown Chicago. And he said, babe, what do you think about us moving to Las Vegas? He was in deep thought. And I looked at him and I said, wow. I said, what's bringing this on? And I said, you know me, I'm always down. I mean, you guys, I done lived in Japan for 2 years as an English as a second language teacher. I lived in California. So I was down and I travel a lot. And he said, what brought this on is your health. I'm concerned. He said, it just seemed like the weather is not doing you well out here. And when we got to the emergency room, because I had been to the emergency room maybe 2 or 3 times that year alone, the doctors were saying that, you know, at the rate you're going, and then just with all the weight, your lifespan is not going to be as long as you may want it to be. That scared the crap out of me, you guys. So fast forward, we moved to Vegas, but back to COVID. With those pre-existing health conditions, I have pleurisy, okay? I also have like a mild case of asthma. Did discover that until I was like in my 20s. I was so in denial. But there's a few people in my family that actually has asthma, and I actually have an inhaler now. So with all of that, you know, there was like a small voice, a quiet voice in me that was saying, you need to change your eating habits. And y'all, I know the camera, the lighting is off. Just bear with me. I'll get better as time goes. Okay. This is my first live. But nonetheless, I'm a woman of faith. I believe in God. And I felt like that was God talking to me to say, you need to change your eating habits. You need to do something. And I thought to myself, you know what? I started researching about veganism a little bit, and I quietly told myself, I'm going to challenge myself for 30 days to actually stay off of eating meat, because I had heard and read that if you actually, you know, omit meat, dairy out of your diet, it reduces the inflammation. Your body's actually starting to feel better. So I decided to try it. And that's exactly what I did. Now, here's the funny thing. My husband had no idea that I was talking about going vegan, and let alone for 30 days. So we were, you know, the freezer, whatever meat was still in the freezer at that time was in the freezer. But I had decided, I had vowed that I wasn't going to buy any more meat. Okay. So I remember one day he was like, what's going on with the meat? You know, we don't have no more meat. We need to go to the store. And I said, I'm not buying no meat for 30 days. He said, why? And I said, I'm trying to go vegan. I think I want to go vegan. I'm going to try and test it out. And he said, really? I said, yeah. So he knew the reasons as to why. He said, you know what? I'm going to actually try to go vegan too. Because he says, I'm tired of eating meat. I don't know what I want. You know, we always like, you want lamb chops, you want this, you want steak, you want chicken. And he actually decided to support me. And we went vegan for 30 days. It was hard the first week. I was like, what is this? This is not for me. I want my Portillo's Italian beef sandwiches from Chicago. I want my Maxwell Street Polish. But I had to remind myself on why I kept ending up in the emergency room, because on top of that knee surgery, you all, I actually had a total of 6 surgeries before my 35th birthday. 6 surgeries. I don't know about you all, but that's not normal to me. Okay. So I tried it for 30 days and I started cooking vegan food. I was looking on Pinterest for inspiration. And my husband, I remember one day from my peripheral vision, I just was tuned in and I was cooking, right? And then to my right, I can see him looking. He said, my goodness, I got a little vegan chef right before my very own eyes. And he said, how are you doing this? I said, I have no idea. I went with it, started putting it on Facebook, started getting some traction. People was like, oh, that looks good. You know, what is it? And from there, the rest is history, you all. Been vegan in May. Next month will actually be 3 years. Okay. I'll be 47 in August. Okay. And this is the best I've ever felt. I'm sitting down. I'm gonna stand up. But, you know, I feel a lot better than I know y'all can't really see me, but I feel a lot better than I did, I would say 3 years ago. Okay. So that's part of my story as to why I went vegan. And then also, just as a matter of factly, I almost passed away 3 years ago. Real talk, no exaggeration. And if I get emotional, like I'm about to do now, um, I didn't think I was going to do this. I almost passed away 3 years ago. I was in the hospital. And at the time, I thought I had COVID because I had all the symptoms of COVID. My temperature was at 103.5 for 2 weeks. I was working. None of my coworkers knew I had it. A temperature of 103.5. I was smiling like I always do. And I had a fever, sweats, chills. I had all the symptoms just about of COVID, with the exception of like backaches and body pains. And I remember one day, it looked like I can hear my heart beating real, real slowly. And I felt like I was going in and out. And at the time I was on the phone, I was on video with someone, and they said, "You don't look well, my complexion." And then my husband looked at me, he said, "You look kind of gray." And my eyelids were purple. And he didn't tell me at the time because he didn't want to alarm me. And so he had called my mom, and he said, she's not doing well. And I had hid it from my mom because I didn't want her to worry. And I was afraid that I had COVID. I was like embarrassed because I was thinking, at the time I had been traveling when I wasn't supposed to. And I was thinking that this was the repercussions. I had COVID, but I went to the hospital. And when we actually got me to the hospital, I was actually in a wheelchair. I was that weak. I could not walk. And I was at the emergency room, and I remember there was a nurse, and there was a couple other people helping the nurse, and my husband was trying to get me out the car. And I could barely walk. And I actually just slumped into the wheelchair, and my purse, I was told, fell on the ground. And so I remember the nurse, he said, "I think you have COVID." And they tested me. They said, "I think you have COVID." I was so incoherent. I thought, like, man, God, is this happening? I don't want to pass away. I want to see my 44th birthday. This was in July of 2020. And it was a month before my birthday. And they get me in the hospital, and guess what? They put me on the COVID wing end, because the doctors and nurses just knew that I had COVID. And they was wearing their PPE, and they came in and they tested me. And I was in so much pain, you all. Didn't know what was going on, but I was like, man, God, I do not want to die in this hospital. Like, what is it that you need me to do? And one little caveat, something that I didn't mention to you all, is that a few months prior to that, I had decided to go vegan and try veganism. God spoke to me. Shortly after May 2020, when I decided to go vegan, he spoke to me and told me, "I want you to start a YouTube channel." I'm not lying. He did. He spoke it so clearly. And I was like, a YouTube channel for vegan food? And I was just learning how to create different dishes. I said to God, I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, I'm a travel blogger. That's what I do. I travel domestically and internationally. And I showcase places. I don't have time to start no YouTube channel about vegan food. I don't even know if I want to be vegan after 30 days. This is my conversation with God, okay? I was sort of like Peter in the Bible. Even sometimes cursing. I had some straight up harsh conversations with God. Okay. He knows how I am because he created me. Okay. That's my belief. Right. So I'm thinking to myself, he told me, and I ignored him. I'm in the hospital, literally fighting for my life, not knowing if I'm going to see it the next day. My hubby can't come and see me because they think I have COVID. So he's at home. I'm by myself. And I don't know about you all, but that's the loneliest feeling, to be in a hospital and not to have anyone by your side. And I'm sorry I'm so emotional, because that story is so near and dear to me. And why I'm even talking to you guys live on YouTube. So I remember one night, it was 2:30 in the morning at the hospital. And I was watching TV. I was watching a program. It happened to be a Christian program. And I started crying and I'm in pain. And I said to God so quietly, God, I give up. If you rid me of this pain and get me back home to my family, I promise you I will start this darn on YouTube channel. I literally said that to him. And that's all I said. I said, I'm tired of the pain. And I cried myself to sleep in the hospital. By the time I've been in the hospital like 4 days, y'all, they still didn't know what was going on with me. The next morning, the nurse comes in to check my vitals. And she comes in to check my vitals. And she said, I said, what's wrong? She said, I'll be back. She comes with the doctor about 15 minutes later and come in. I was like, hi, Nicole, good morning. How you feeling? I said, I feel a little bit better. And check my vitals. And literally everything was going down. And it was the first day out of 4 days. So this had turned into the 5th day. And all I can say is truly late in the midnight hour, I felt like God was working on my behalf, you guys. I had lost 12 pounds when I was in the hospital. I could barely eat. And when I got out of the hospital, that was in July, I gave myself the month of August to recuperate. That was around my birthday. And on September the 7th, 2020 is when I started Nikki Savory Vegan Eats. I had promised God and I kept my word that I would do it. I had no idea what he wanted me to do with this channel, this platform. I know he just spoke clearly to me to start this YouTube channel. And you know what? I found out within 2.7 years, it was never about me. I was just the vessel that was being used to start this channel, to speak to the people that God saw fit. So this channel is for you all. This has nothing to do with me. I'm just a vessel being used. So when people say, oh my gosh, your food looks so amazing, it looks delicious, I thank you, but I thank him. I always give him the glory. And the reason being is because he's using these hands to put together the dishes that y'all see right before y'all very own eyes. So fast forward, that is part of my story, you all, as to why I'm so passionate, why I inundate your feeds on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube with my content, whether you see it or you don't. It's because I have to do this. This is part of the reason that I wake up every day. It's with purpose that I have to do this. And it's not about me. So I hope y'all understand that. All right. Enough of the waterworks, because I didn't know that was coming. So talk to you all about, I had to write something down on paper to make sure I got everything. I talked to y'all about thanking y'all for supporting me. I could not have done this without you guys. I talked to you about my story, me being on live next week, Saturday, April 29th, cooking with my girl, a tasty snack, and she's going to help me. Y'all don't want to miss that, okay? It's going to be in her kitchen too. I will announce the time, so just look out for the time. I talked to you about me being on the radio. I have 2 more things to go over. I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be in New York, you guys, the first week in May. I'm actually going to be hanging out, but I'm also going to be featuring a couple of vegan and plant-based spots. One in particular that I really, really love. So New Yorkers, if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm out there to have some fun. And oh my gosh, y'all, my nose is running. Hopefully y'all won't see any snot. I'm sorry about that. And so also what I want to be able to mention to y'all is God has been opening up doors for your girl. Okay. I got to stand up for this one. He's been opening up doors. So a couple of months ago, I was actually contacted by Abbott's Butcher. Abbott's Butcher, y'all, sent me a little care package. So they saw my content on Instagram. They reached out to me. And Abbott's Butcher, if y'all watching or you do see this video, I have to say thank you so much for sending this to me. I'm going to open this box up. And I'm going to go ahead and just show y'all that there's a note in here. It's personalized. I love personalized, customized, handwritten notes. There's some food in here. It's a kit. And I'm going to tell you what's in here. This is actually a plant-based chicken fajita kit, you guys. So before I actually show you what's in here, I want to read to you what they put. And my nose, give me a minute, y'all. Hold on. Okay. I wasn't ready for this. All right. Yeah, I'm doing this on live. I'm doing this on live because I was not expecting to cry. So, all right, y'all. I'm sorry about this. So, here's what the note says. Hi, Nikki. We are so excited to share our plant-based chopped chicken with you. We hope you enjoy. Abbott's Butcher. I'm not going to list the person's name that sent me this, that wrote the note, but y'all see this note right here. It comes from Abbott's Butcher. Then it has a whole letter right here on their letterhead. Hi, Nikki. So they have actually given me their chopped chicken. It says, hi, Nikki, we are thrilled to announce that our chopped chicken is now available in over 600 Target stores. So right here, this is the Abbott's Butcher plant-based chopped chicken right here, okay? And then they sent me Trader Joe's fire roasted bell peppers and onions to go with it, along with the Siete taco season spicy, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to make this. My gosh. Siete vegan chado beans. Y'all see this, okay? And then, let's see. Got the La Fe tortilla flour tortillas, you guys. So y'all know what time it is. I have a massage actually scheduled today. That's why I don't even have my makeup on, because I have a massage. But after my massage, when I get back, it's going down. I'm making this. And so they actually provided me with the quick chicken fajitas instructions, which I'm loving. So Abbott's Butcher, I want to say thank you so much for sending me this package. This was very nice of you all. I really appreciate it. I will make sure that you guys are tagged, but I really do like your products. And for those of you that are not aware, Abbott's Butcher actually, this is made out of pea protein. It's pea protein, onions, garlic, sage, and white pepper. That's what the ingredients are. And they have a few other like natural seasonings. That's it. So it is actually gluten-free, soy-free, and consists of 14 grams of plant protein, you all. So I want to say thank you again to Abbott's Butcher. Last but not least, what I wanted to make mention to you all is I actually have some future collaborations that's taking place. Future collaborations I'm going to be cooking up, with someone else actually in the near future. And then I wanted to just mention, let's see. I'm going to be actually making my part 3 of my cauliflower series. So I'm going to record that episode. So y'all, I just want to say thank you so much for just supporting me and whatnot. I really appreciate that. I'm about to end this live. I'll get it together next Saturday, so that you all can actually add comments, but you should be able to add comments to this. So for my first time my live, I'm not going to go too hard on myself with the lighting and all that good stuff. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all be blessed. Happy Saturday, and I'll talk to you lovely people later. Bye.